Hello, 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 everybody. This is Jasmine again from A Notch Higher YouTube Living. We're back, and look who we have today. Hi, Kay. Can you hear me, Kay?
Hello, how are
Okay, great.
you?
I was like, oh no,
I
we
can
lost.
hear you loud and clear.
Perfect.
No, I can hear you loud and clear.
Perfect. I'm so grateful that you are here with us today. So, in this space that's created and a cultivate or cultivate an environment so healthy relationship skills can be learned, developed, and thrive, I met Kate in a beautiful workshop, and I told the participants about my YouTube channel, and Kate said, "I would like to be on your YouTube channel," and I was like, well, are you serious? And she said, yes, she subscribed. And I have you today because I looked at your information and I believe that people will be interested in what you have to share and offer. So, can you introduce yourself and what you do? And we'll get into more conversation.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, first of all, for having me. I always say that to people, I should be on your show. And they say, oh, okay. And then sometimes I hear from them and sometimes I don't. So thank you
Oh,
so much.
no problem. Yeah.
So I'm
So,
Karen K. Rush. Oh,
yes.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. You share.
Okay. I'm Karen K. Rush, and I am a entrepreneur.
Mhm.
I also, my background is in early childhood education.
Okay.
I've been in early childhood for 41 years.
Oh, wow.
But I've also just recently, the reason why Jasmine and I were talking, just kind of stepped away from that part of my life. Not really. I'm still training teachers. I used to be a teacher, a preschool teacher in the Head Start in Detroit, Michigan, on the east
Yeah,
side.
Detroit.
And now what I do, yay, Detroit. What I do now is I train teachers in a special curriculum all over
Okay.
the world. And
Oh,
I do that now on a part-time basis, part-time basis. But what I do full-time is that I am a travel business owner. And what I do
mm,
is I show people how they can save money and make money on travel and have their own business. I market travel businesses where
okay.
people can be their own boss, be in charge of their own income, and travel like a rock star for
Travel
pennies on
like
a
a rock
dollar.
star. Beautiful,
That's what
beautiful.
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
And what is the name of your company?
So the name of the company that I am an independent contractor with is
Mhm.
Planet Marketing.
Okay.
And Planet Marketing is a wonderful company, and what they do is, they help people, ordinary people, become and make extraordinary income.
Okay.
So it is based in Atlanta, Georgia. It's is founded by a wonderful man, Donald Bradley, Mr. Donald Bradley, out of Atlanta, Georgia. And, he just had this dream to market uh, travel businesses to help people
Okay.
to become very wealthy and efficient, to just have money that they really probably would not get on their regular jobs. He
Nice.
has a
Nice.
vision to create millionaires. So
Oh,
far, this company has created three
okay.
within 6 years.
Okay.
And there's plenty more room for others. He has actually a plaque that has 100 placards on it because that's his goal and that's
That
his
he wants to
dream.
feel. Got it. Okay.
Yes, 100 millionaires. And I plan to be on that plaque. And there's
Okay.
so much room for other people as well. So,
Okay. So I have a question. How did you become involved with the company? How did this company come across your path?
well, how it came across my path was well, I have to kind of go back. So I've always wanted to, be a entrepreneur. I always wanted to have my own business, whether it was with early childhood with children. At one time, I wanted to open up my own school
Okay.
and teach children to be entrepreneurs. But
Mm,
my first goal in life was to be a teacher of deaf children. So
Oh,
that's
wow.
what I did. I actually went to Madonna University to
Okay.
pursue that goal to learn sign language.
Okay.
And halfway during my school career, I realized that my expressive skills were much more better than my
Mm,
receptive skills. So I didn't
okay.
want to be
Okay.
in
Make an
a,
adjustment.
yeah, I had to make an adjustment to just do that. And I just took I did get a bachelor's degree
Mhm.
in sign language studies, and my minor was in education, but I didn't want to be in a position where I would try, or I was, a child was signing to me and I did not understand, like, oops, slow down, do it again,
Understood.
no, slow down. So,
Okay.
I just changed it actually to interpreting.
Mm.
From that, I do direct a sign language choir and
Oh,
things like
wow.
that. So I did go into teaching, and I was teaching Head Start. And then later on, I became an administrator, and then I also became a trainer
Okay.
for the curriculum that most Head Starts use.
Okay.
And that curriculum is the high scope curriculum based right here in Ypsilanti, Michigan, but it's used all over the world.
Oh, wow.
So I was already traveling all over the world for my business to train teachers. So
Understood.
I met a young lady who, at that time, I was married. My husband and I were, married, and he and I were approached by a young lady that said that, you should do a travel business. You should have a travel business. And I was like, well, I'm already traveling. She said, yeah, but did you know you can get paid for traveling? And I was like,
Oh,
no, I didn't know that. So show
right.
me how to
Right.
do that. So what we did was I did the traveling and my husband did the business side of it, where
Okay.
he would build the team and book travel. Because I told him, look, I don't have time for that. All I'm going to do is just book my travel, book my flights, my
And keep
cars, my
going.
hotels, because
Uh-huh.
that's what I was staying in hotels, rental cars, and flights. You just book that. If we can get paid off of that, great. But I don't have time for that other stuff. So don't ask me to do anything. And he said, fine, I'll do it, because actually, he was a stay-at-home husband.
Okay.
I wasn't dad, but we were empty nesters by then. So, but so he did all of that, and I did the traveling. So we
Okay.
were getting paid from that. So what
Nice.
happened was he died suddenly
Sorry.
in a car accident. Yeah,
Mm.
it was kind of sudden, and
So sorry.
I was like, okay. So, I was just really kind of, traumatized
Well,
because it was a
yeah,
sudden
sure.
thing.
Sure.
So,
Yes.
but what happened was after the funeral and, after we, everything, the checks kept coming.
Mm.
And so I was like, well, why are these checks coming? I mean, nobody's booking. I mean, I wasn't really doing anything. I hadn't even went anywhere for a while, but they just kept coming. It kept coming. And I was, I was kind of afraid because I was thinking, well, they're going to come get these checks. So I better not cash them. So
Right, just leave them.
right, he was cremated. So I would put him next to his urn.
Oh, yeah,
Because,
like,
it was because
oh,
he did the work, he did the work. So I figure I'll just leave him here until somebody come and collect them and say, you're not supposed to have those anymore. But it never happened.
mhm,
Um, and then so finally, the person that introduced us to the business, I had talked to her. I said, these checks keep coming. What am I supposed to do with it? She said, cash them. I'm like, what do you mean cash them? They're not. She said, they're yours. It's called residual income. I had never heard of
mm,
that before. Residual
got
income.
it.
I'm
Okay.
working, I work and then I get a check. I
Right,
work and I get paid. But what do you
right.
mean residual? She said, you do the work once and the money keeps coming and coming. She said, you have residual bills, right? Your bills keep coming. Well, your
That part.
check keep coming. That's what residual income is. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was that company. So let's fast forward. That was a different travel company. That was not, Planet, the marketing company.
Okay, got it.
So what happened, after that, my sister, who was also in this business she lives in Florida.
Okay,
So fast forward to 2000, because he died in 2010. So
okay,
in 2016, um, she had someone call me that we both knew from the other business that we were in.
okay.
And he said, hey, you remember me? I said, yeah, because we had phone calls every morning. We listened. So after that, I got involved in it and I knew exactly what it was, after she told me that. So I said,
Sure,
let me go
sure.
see what this
Mhm,
is all about. So what happened was he told me that Mr. Donald Bradley, who is he was in that business too. And I had
Okay.
watched him go across the stage as the top income earner, and and he would talk, and I
Mm.
felt just a kinship with him.
Okay.
And I always remember sitting in the audience and say, wow, I wish I was on his team. I mean, he
Ah,
was just such full of integrity, and he had
mhm.
this goal. He had this premise of one team, one dream. And
Okay.
if you know anything about network marketing, there's different teams and things. But he was like, we all are in this together. We all can work together. We all have the same goal of, being financially free. And I just really just was drawn to him. So when he told me that he started his own company, his own marketing company that markets
Mm.
travel and travel businesses, I was like, okay, I'm in. I'm in. I don't care how much it costs. I don't care. I don't need to see a presentation or anything. I'm in because this is my dream come true. I always wanted to be on his team. And I
Okay.
knew he had left the company, but I didn't know where he went or why or
Understood.
nothing. But
Okay.
I had, heard rumors that, he wasn't getting the money that was promised to him. And that company
Mm.
was kind of dying out at that time too. And I was getting ready to leave it anyway, but they had called me and I said, okay, I'm in. I said, I'm in. And I just got involved and just kind of picked up. I was just so elated, but found out that the compensation plan was much better.
Okay.
It was a lot easier, and the integrity was wonderful because of
That's
who he is,
huge.
and it's based on biblical principles and me being a Christian.
Mm.
That was awesome for me, and I
Nice.
started telling everybody I know, listen, you want to be financially free, you want extra income. What do you want? You want to add money to you? You want to what do you want to do? This company can do it for you. So that's how I got involved, and that
That's
was years later.
powerful.
Later, and now here I am.
Wow.
Now just be all in.
That's beautiful. And again, I apologize and I'm so sorry to hear about the loss of your husband. And what does the Bible say? A good man leaves an inheritance for his
Yeah,
children's children. For
yeah.
you to say that story the way that you said it, it was just like you were like, "What's this?" Like instead of bills coming, checks coming, and you're like, "I don't know if I should use that." So that says a lot about to me, tells me how your husband treated you and who your husband was. So we honor him and we honor that he kept that going even when you were like, oh no, I'm not going to do that, and
Mhm,
brought
mhm.
you into a space for yourself where you can
Yes,
fulfill your dreams. And that's actually
exactly,
one of the
exactly.
talking points that we had. You shared that you worked with Monica Marie Jones. She's our facilitator at the Cochran
Yeah.
House for the monthly coaching sessions, and that's exactly where I met you. And you said that you were able to fulfill your dreams, and to step away from your role in the way that you were working. So is Planet Marketing what helped you do that? Is that how you got started in being the entrepreneur that you wanted to be?
It definitely is. It
Okay,
definitely is. And Monica Marie Jones is a wonderful person and
amazing.
amazing.
We
Yes.
love you, Monica.
We love you, Monica.
We love
And
you.
she was
That
the
was waiting.
inspiration for me and even thinking about entrepreneurship way back when we worked together at the foundation that I
Okay.
was training. She was training adolescents. I was training preschool teachers, and she was training adolescents and
Okay.
adolescent teachers. And but we were drawn to each other. First of all, we were kind of, uh, in the foundation, it wasn't many African Americans, so we
Understood.
were drawn to each other for that. And
Right.
she just was doing so much at that. And even though she was younger than me, I looked up to her, and I looked at her as like a mentor because she was into dance and I was into dance, and she was doing. I would go to her dance concerts. I
Okay.
mean, she wrote books. She was an author, and I dibble dabbled in writing, but plays and things like that. My sister actually was the playwright in the family,
Oh,
but
nice.
I read all of her books that she read, and she was doing pop up shops before they were popular. They're real popular now, but I'm talking about back in the
She's amazing.
2000s. that she was doing that before and she was always, marketing something and marketing herself and then her words of wisdom. She's a
Yes.
coach now and
Hmm.
she's doing what she was born to do. And we were
Yes.
talking about things and have that. And then we were talking about, getting out of here and owning our own business and doing our own thing. And when she left, I was like, no, don't leave me. I want to do it too.
Please come back. Please take
Right.
me.
So she was my inspiration. I was like, I'm going to follow you. I'm going to do it too. I'm going to do it too. But it wasn't until, you say timing is everything. It
Yes.
wasn't my time to do it at that time. It wasn't.
Okay.
Um, I had to wait to just this year. This year, I finally, and I didn't have Planet Marketing to do it with. And that was secure enough for me to
Okay.
be able to walk away from my job that I had been doing for oh my God. I was just saying today at dinner, I've been in early childhood for 41 years,
Wow.
and I've always depended on, a check. And that's one of the reasons you get in your comfort zone,
For
because
sure.
entrepreneurs, you don't know. It's not guaranteed you're going to get a check every week, but it is if you work it, and
True.
I decided that I needed the time to work this. I was around millionaires and people making all this kind of money, and I'm around them all the time. And I'm like,
Mhm.
there's no difference between them and me. And God is no respecter of persons.
Sure.
I just need to put forth effort. I need to be
That's right.
consistent in what I'm doing. And for me, and I'm not saying that to make it in Planet Marketing that you need to you need to, fire your boss or, step
Understood.
out on faith.
Yes.
But that was for me. That was what I needed to do at that point in time,
Okay.
to step out on faith
To
and
get
make
out
it
your
happen.
yes, to get out your
Yeah,
comfort
to get
zone. Mhm.
out of
Mhm.
my comfort zone because I knew that I would work harder for myself than I've done for anybody else. And I said, even if I
Mhm.
just work as hard as I've worked for the school systems that I've worked for,
Sure.
who wasn't going to make me a millionaire. No
No.
way. No way they were
Ever.
gonna it was happen ever. No matter
Never.
how hard I work, no matter how long of hours I work, no matter how much work I would take home or take on, that wasn't gonna happen. But
Sure.
here I was that had a vehicle that would make it happen, but I wasn't giving it the time. And I knew if
Mhm.
I step away from my job and treat this like a business, like a job, like I treated my job, then it could happen. And I'm
Understood.
so glad I did because so much has happened and that was just June 30th. June 30th of this year was my last day.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And so much growth has happened from then. And I just kick myself sometimes like, well, if I would have did this a long time ago, but timing is everything.
Timing.
It wasn't
Yes.
time for me to do that. So,
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that. So, how can someone who's interested becoming a Planet Marketing representative? What does that process look like?
well, what that process is like, you need to find another Planet Marketing rep.
Okay.
Um, we
Like
have
yourself.
Yes,
Okay.
myself or someone else that's Planet Marketing because you have to come through Planet Marketing rep. It's someone has to sponsor you.
Understood.
They show you the presentation. If you like it, then they get you signed up. Everything is on the web. You get your own website. You get your two websites. You get your marketing website. You get your travel website, and you're instantly a travel professional. You're a
Okay.
travel professional, and you can offer that to other people. Some people want to just do the travel. And some people want to do both. We always say, don't leave any money on the table because
Sure.
there's 8 different ways to get paid in this business.
Okay.
Travel is one of the ways. The
Okay.
other 7 ways are in on the marketing side. So that's why I tell people, try it because it's just so much you can do with it. And we have because I told you Mr. Donald Bradley is very into integrity. So when I say a plan, we have over 75,000 agents or representatives now, over
Wow.
75,000. We just celebrated our 7-year anniversary back in October of this year. So a couple of months, last month. And somehow or another, you probably were introduced to it. Somebody probably mentioned it to you about it or something. So what we always say, if someone talk to you about it, go back to that person and say, hey, I want to look at this again. Because that's the integrity of it. We're not trying to, snatch people away from people. We always say, do that. Go back to the person and introduce you. But if the person that you can't find them, or if there is no one, if you're just hearing it for the first time, you can always call me and I'll be happy to show you. We have several different ways to show you the business plan and how it works. We have videos, we have live Zooms, we have recorded Zooms, we
Okay.
have 15-minute calls that you can listen to. We have you know launch party. You can come to someone's home. You can, if there are so many, since the pandemic, everything is kind of went
Very
toward,
virtual. Yes.
yes, very virtual. We do Zooms like
Yes.
this all the time. You can go to Facebook, our Facebook page, and look at a presentation. And there's just so many ways you can do it. But what I say to you, just do it. If you're thinking about owning your own business, this is the easiest way, because there's no overhead where you have to pay for a building, for lights and gas and all that. You have your own home-based business. I'm at home right now talking about my business. I'm excited
Understood.
about having the opportunity, the freedom to go where I want to go, when I want to go, and don't have to ask permission, don't have to fill out a time off slip like I used to have to do, and
Yes.
wait for it to get approved, and wait for people to tell me, yes, you can go, or you need to come back at this time. And that was one of the other things that made me really want to step out on faith, because I have 6 grandchildren.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
yes, and I have 2 little ones. I have a 6-month-old and a 17-month-old.
Oh,
That
yes.
17-month-old lives in another city, Washington, DC. He was just here for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
But they're back in DC now. And when he was born, I just wanted to get there. I need to get there. I want him to see his
Yeah.
Granny K. I want him to know I'm in Detroit. He's in DC. I want to get
Yes.
there every chance I get. So every holiday or time off, I was flying to
Over.
DC so
Yep.
he could remember me. And we FaceTime with his mom, and whenever he's sitting and eating dinner, we're FaceTiming and talking and singing songs and everything. But this particular time, it was Mother's Day, and my birthday always falls around Mother's Day.
Okay.
So my son and my daughter-in-law had invited me to come, of course, for Mother's Day and my birthday. And he was telling me, "Well, Mom, I'm going to get your ticket for Monday. Instead of leaving out on Sunday, you're going to go back to Detroit on Monday." So, I was telling my supervisor, "Okay, I'm going to come back on Monday." And when she said, "No, you need to be back here Monday morning," I said, "Well, no, I'm not going to be back to maybe, Tuesday, because I'm going to fly." She said, "No." I said, "Well, why?" "Well, you're a supervisor. You need to be here." I'm like, "Well, it's just one day." And I said, "Okay, let's come back a half a day." No, it wasn't. And I couldn't see any reason. That kind of really resonated with me. Like, people are in
Right.
charge of my time.
Right.
Why can't I be in charge of my own time?
Yeah.
Why, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
I should be able to stay as long as I want. I don't.
Sure.
I'm at this age now where I'm like, okay, I'm done with people telling me when I can eat,
Right. Can I
when
use
I
the
can use the
bathroom? Yes,
bathroom, when
exactly.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
right, yes, these, breaks and things, and coming and going and asking permission, and that's okay. I'm not knocking jobs. Jobs are wonderful. I stayed on my
Oh,
job for 41 years, and
sure.
you
Sure.
need
Grateful
them.
for it.
But
Yes. Yes.
grateful for jobs. The house I'm sitting in here is because of the job, and it's also because of my business, my extracurricular. Because at
Yeah.
that first company, I didn't spend any of that money. I saved it all, and then when I
Right.
started doing this, I got enough money to buy this house outright. Well, on a money market plan, it only
But I
took me
hear you.
one
Yes.
year. I
Congratulations.
had a 1-year mortgage.
Got it.
Yeah,
Wow.
because, I was able to do that. So I'm just saying that people, if you're looking for something, and a lot of times we ask God, God, send me something, or I want to do this, I want to do that. And sometimes you see things, and it's right there in front of your face, but we push it aside. But like I said, this company is based on biblical principles. We have a prayer line every morning that prays for each and every person in the business. It prays
Wow.
for the business itself. It prays for both companies, the travel company and the planning company, the leaders, the people that are in the business. Who does that? Who does that? There's
Exactly.
somebody praying. you. You
No,
know, the
that's
whole legacy part. You talked about, my husband, doing that. Now I'm in a company that the other company didn't have this, that when we get to a certain level in this business, the money that we make, it can be willed to someone else in our family. And it will
wow.
just keep coming, just like those checks when the money will keep coming. And if you want to
Yeah.
build it, the other directors in the business will wrap around you and help you build your business if that's what you want to do. That legacy is key. Those
Wow.
7 different ways of income is key,
That's
and that's
wonderful.
what is keeping me here. That's what's helping me to tell everybody I know. That's why you said, I need to be on here so I can let people know,
Yes,
because
yes.
it's so wonderful. The fact that abundance, that's my word. Usually when we get up and speak, they say, give us one word of why you're in planet marketing. My one word is abundance, because
Abundant.
God said that he came that we have life and have it more abundantly. And
Yeah.
my thing is, if we're not living an abundant life, what are we doing? What are we saying to his word, who said we
Yes.
can live an abundant life? We
Sure.
can. It's our
Sure.
right. It's our birthright. But
Yes.
if we're not, it's not because it's not available to us, it's because we chose not to.
That's our belief.
So that's the
Exactly.
thing.
So
That's our belief.
this is beautiful the way that you have described how things have come together. So one thing I would like you to answer for people that are watching you, some people are skeptical. Like even what you said, you had to get out of your comfort zone in order to make that leap, so to speak. You
Yes.
wanted to do it, but how to do it, it was just the timing, like you said.
Mhm.
So, can you give three
Mhm.
wisdom keys or three wisdom steps for people who are a little bit skeptical in how a home based business would be beneficial to them and their family?
That's an excellent, excellent question, because you do want to research, research your what you need to do. And the thing about our business, what I love about it, it's already been researched. We have an A+1 rating with the Better Business Bureau. So that's key.
Okay.
They're both of the companies are debt free.
Oh,
So
nice.
when there are 3 things, actually, they are, and I just want to tell you what they are.
Sure,
One,
sure.
because we talk about this. We talk about this in our trainings when people, because this may not be your thing, but if you are looking for a home-based business and you are trying to sell, make sure that business has these 3 things.
Okay.
First of all, that it is the product. The product is viable. Make sure it's something that people want, that people need, that it's a viable product. And our product is travel. Travel, I don't know if you know, but it is a $8 trillion
You said
industry.
trillion? I didn't know.
Trillion with a T,
Wow.
12 zeros. Now, that you can't be more valuable than that. I mean, everybody
That's
travels.
abundant.
That's abundance, exactly, because everybody needs it. It's something that's not going to go away. Even during the pandemic, it did slow
People,
down a little, but it never
right.
stopped.
Yes.
Because the reason it's the number one industry, because all the other industries use travel. The
Sure.
medical field, they have to use
Yes.
travel. Even
Yes.
the entertainment field, everybody knows that entertainers make way more money they probably should, the sports field, but they have to use travel. They get
Mhm.
on planes, they get on buses, they have to use that. Even the car industry, we're here in the Motor City, we make the cars here, but they got to be shipped
You have to
to
be
other
shipped.
places. Everybody
That's
doesn't
true.
come to Detroit to buy their car.
Right.
So all the other industries use travel. So
Mhm.
what viable than that? And I'm gonna tell you, it's a service, that it's our product, but it's a service that everybody and everyone uses at some point in time.
Okay.
Even people that say they don't want to travel, don't like to travel. They may have to go somewhere for a funeral or a
Exactly.
wedding or a
Hmm.
trip for their job that says you got to go.
Sure.
I mean, I travel all the time. People always ask me when they call me, well, what city are you in now? Well, what state? It's like this game they play with hashtag where's K now? But I love travel, but there are some people that don't. But that doesn't mean, what Warren Buffett says, what you do, that's your hobby. But what other people do, make that your business. That's good.
Wise.
So
Yes,
that's
yes,
good wisdom because
yes,
everybody's travel. So that's
yes.
the first thing. Make sure that your
Okay,
product is viable.
okay,
The second thing is make sure that the leadership or the people that are behind it, are integral. That it's the people. Research the people. A lot of people research businesses and things, but research the people behind the business.
that's so
But
true.
a lot of businesses that close down because the people that are running it are not, they may be shady or something. So make sure that you
Unfortunately.
have a good leadership. And Mr. Donald Bradley, he didn't do this by himself. He got together a team of people that are very trustworthy and have experience in this type of business, in network marketing and in travel. They
Okay,
have experiences. So you want to check out the people that are behind the business. That's important.
okay,
And then the third thing is make sure that the profit is sustainable. Make sure that you can make money off of it. And that it's not like you can just make a little money right now, but it's sustainable. It's going to keep going and keep going. That residual income, make sure that it has that. Make sure that the product is going to be something that's not going to go away. So okay, now if you're into that, and I've been in a lot of network marketing businesses before, and the reasons that I always say I would never get in another product base because
okay.
products come and products go.
Mhm.
And when the products go, the money goes. I mean, even the first company, it was travel and shopping. And
Ah,
it was lots of things, lots of products that they had that I got attached to, I got my customers attached to, and then all of a sudden they discontinued them.
understood,
And
understood.
then I'm like, what? What do we do? What do we do now? I mean, oh well, we have something better or something, but it may be better, it may not be, but still, when people get attached to something, so I'm saying, nope.
They
But
want,
I can say
yes.
travel, it's not going anywhere. It's not going to change. It's not going to go anywhere. I don't have to store anything. I don't have any planes in my garage. I don't have any buses or rental cars back there in my backyard. I have a huge backyard, but I don't have to
Go
store
buses.
anything because all yes, everything is on the internet. People are booking their own travel right now anyway. So why not just have them book it from themselves? That's what I always say to people. You're
Nice.
doing it anyway. You're just not getting paid for it. You just need to get paid for what you're doing. Get paid for doing what you're already doing. Because most
Wow,
people book their own travel. You don't see many travel agents around. We used to see the buildings all around. No, because the internet has taken care of that.
that's
So
true, that's true.
home-based business where you can have your own internet and you can book it yourself and get paid yourself.
Wow, wow. This has been an experience and educational, very educational. From a former teacher or a teacher, you have educated us so well this this evening. So I'm grateful for you sharing all of this. So my final question before we wrap up today, how can people get in touch with you specifically? Because you said people would have to be sponsored. Just say that, okay, I've never had anyone tell me anything, but you're a sponsor.
Mhm,
How would
mhm.
I get in contact with you?
Well, just call me. We probably should have had the little thing up there, but yeah, just call me. I'm available now more ever now than I was before that I've stepped out on faith and doing this full time. Um, yeah,
Are
I
you on
guess I could
Instagram
give my
or social
number.
media at
You
all?
know, Oh, well, yeah, I am on social media, and I do a lot of things on social media pertaining to the business. So I am on Instagram,
Okay.
and my Instagram handle is The Rush Shop, because my last name is Rush. So it's The Rush Shop, TheRushShop. So
Okay.
it's
We
that,
will.
or you can do, I'm on Facebook as well as Karen K. Rush, that just like it is there now.
Okay.
Um, and my email is rushtravels7
Okay.
at Gmail.
I
Because
will have.
Rush, my name, travel is what I do, and 7 is God's number.
Love
Rush
it.
Travels with an S.
Yes, that's
That's how
perfect.
you can get in contact with me. Because
Perfect.
I am available, and I am here to help everyone understand it. If you have any questions, I like to get your questions answered because we always say, see a presentation first. A lot of times people hear about things like, oh, no, I'm not into that. And I say, well, what is it that you're not into if you haven't seen the presentation yet?
That's true.
And like I say, we have numerous ways to see the presentation. I have more respect for someone that would see the presentation
And
and
just
say,
declines. Yeah.
"Mm, it's not
Hmm.
for me." Great, because
Sure.
it's not for everybody. It's not,
Yes.
because everybody, has their own path and things, but the people that it's for, and when people say that to me, I said, well, okay, I get that. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. Next time, now that you know what I do, next time that you get ready to book a room or, go on a resort or go on a cruise, would you please, let me have your business for Rush Travels and Adventures. That's the name of my business, Rush Travels and Adventures. And
Okay.
let me, it show you your price. Our prices are comparable with everybody. We're not in competition with them. They're comparable because people are going to buy them anyway. Where you really see something is a deeper discount or things like it's when you actually get involved, because travel professionals travel very differently than just the regular consumer travels.
Very
I
true.
mean, we have resorts and cruises begging us to come so they can show us what they have at a very deeper rate so we can go back and show our clients, yep, that pool is really good. Yep, that margarita tastes good. Yep, been there, done that. You should go too.
Exactly. Yeah. I
We
love
call
it. I
them,
love it.
we call them fam trips, familiarization trips to get them familiarized with it. So yeah, that's something. So yeah, um,
Okay.
it's
So I'm
not
good.
for you. Oh, I just wanted to say one thing I say to
Mhm.
people: if it's not for you, who do you know? Because it may be somebody that it may be for, especially if you've seen the presentation. Somebody might have come to your mind and said, no, it's not for me. But I know, my sister, she may be really into this. We are big on referrals. Most of the
Okay.
people on my team were referred to me. I don't know them personally, but now that they are on my team, we have formed a relationship. It's more like a family because we're making money together, we're traveling together, and yeah, so we always ask for referrals. If it's not for you, but you don't, again, you won't know that until you see the presentation. So for those people who would see the presentation and say, it's not for me, think about who you know, because everybody's attached to somebody. And everybody needs to know that this business is available for those who want it and those who need it.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to have all of your information in the description box below. But Kate, I really want to say thank you for sharing your story and sharing how this all came to be, because I think sometimes we think it's just a one-shot pony or things just happen by happenstance,
Right,
but by
right.
hearing the context of your story and how things came to be, it was almost like it was designed for you to just keep moving down the path. And like you said, with the one word that you have, abundance, you had to walk into that.
Yes,
It's always a
right.
timing issue, a belief issue, a faith issue, and you walked into your dream for your life because you trusted the
Yes.
process. You trusted God and you trusted the process. So I want people to hear Kay's story. And again, you can connect with Kay directly. And one thing I want to open up, you shared so much. I would like you to share your final thoughts and speak to someone who may be like you before, to say like, oh, I don't want to do anything like that.
Mhm.
But from what you know now, speak to that person to say, like you said, if it's this home-based business or maybe
Mhm.
it's another one, but
Mhm.
speak to
Mhm.
the person who may have given up on their dreams, and what you know from the before and the after, speak to them so they can know, you know what, maybe I should give this a try. So speak to that person or those people.
Okay, I will. I will. Being on both sides, as you said, it's true because I didn't want anything to do with it. I thought I was too busy. And I still have people tell me that today. I'm too busy. My question is, what are you busy doing? Are you busy doing something that's going to benefit you, or are you doing something busy that's going to be that is benefiting someone else?
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, we have to take care of ourselves. You may have someone, you may have dreams, and one of the things we talk about is dreams. We ask people when they get into this business, the first thing we ask them, what is your why? What is your why? Why do you want to be financially free, or if that's what you want. Why are you doing this business? Why do you want to get um why do you want to step out on faith? Why do you want to stop working for uh whoever you're working for and start working for
Right.
yourself?
Right.
Why? And that why is what's going to drive you. And we always say something in our business, your why needs to be strong enough to make you cry. It needs to make you, because when days happen that, are you going to give up on your dream? Because your why is your dream. Your why is your dream of being able to just go whenever you want to go, or be able to pay off something, or just to have. I had one person in my team say, I just want to make $2,000 a month. That's all I want to do. Just make two. I said, okay, well, let's make a plan to make that happen.
Mhm.
So that's your why. And people's whys change over time. They
Sure.
get bigger and get bigger. But go within yourself, find out what your why is, and then find out if what you're doing right now, is that going to allow you to have what it is that you want? Is
Mhm.
that going to be able to suffice your why? If you keep doing what you're doing right now, and then you look at what it is that you really want in life, is what you're doing right now, is that going to make it happen? If not,
Right.
then look at something else. There's lots of things out here. I'm pushing this because it's working for me. If it's something else, maybe you have a whole product of your own that you want to come up with. Don't When we were little, we had dreams. Remember, we used to play that game. That's my car. That's my car.
Yes. Yes.
And then as we get older, we let our
That's my
dreams
house.
just kind of dwindle down.
Yes.
Get those dreams of and start dreaming. We do a visual. I do a vision board party every first of the year.
Okay.
Start dreaming big, because it's able to have you able to have it. God's word says you can have it. Abundant life is yours.
Right.
Wealth is yours. It says that, that in Deuteronomy, that's what it says. I had to write that down because I never know the scripture. I just know what it says.
I love it.
Deuteronomy 8:18. Yes. Remember who gives
Remember
you the power to get
how
wealth.
to get wealth.
If you've got an ideal, it may be a God ideal.
Yeah.
If you want to be able to do something for your children and your children's children, to leave a legacy, this business is going to do that. I remember when Mr. Donald Bradley announced that you were going to be able to leave that money. It was not a dry eye in the house. Everybody, we were at a convention, and everybody was like, wow, did you hear what he said? We can leave this business. So what are you doing now as your job? Can you leave it to your children or your children's
Mhm.
children? So ask yourself those questions. Go into your prayer closet, ask God, because He wants you. He wants you happy. He doesn't want, if you're not happy, He wants you happy. If you're living from check to check, that's not His way. That's not abundant life. That's not Him giving you the power to get wealth, or you using the power that He's giving you. That's what I would say to someone who is skeptical, because you can't be skeptical and you can't be in faith at the same time. You gotta, and so, one of the millionaires said, you can't be skeptical and you can't be broke at the same time. So if you're broke and skeptical, they don't go
They
together.
don't they
So at
don't
some
come
point,
together.
you're
They
gonna have
don't
to
gel
trust
well.
somebody. They don't gel well.
I love
So
it. I
if
love it.
you're at the point where you are tired of just making what you're making, or not making what you're making, or thinking you're, because ask yourself, how much are you worth? Because nobody can pay you what you're worth but you.
Mm, I love
You
it.
have the ability to make as much as you want in this business, or as little as you want. I had a person said, I need I need such and such. I said, well, okay, so how many people do you think you need to get in your business this week to make that happen? That's right, I have a business, So
Right,
it-
right. It's a
you're-
vehicle. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing that. So, once again, this is Kay Rush. So, I'll have all of your information in the description box. Thank you again for coming on to share the abundant life, the dream, the path, and the possibilities that we have if we ask ourselves some questions. How much are we worth? Like, what do we want? What is our why? So, again,
yeah,
the reason why I brought Kay on today is that she had a story that I believe that in a space where we learn, develop, practice, and thrive to have healthy relationship skills, Kay's story about her emotional well-being and how she had to navigate through, I love you telling us the story, but specifically financially. I think in the financial area that I have the 6 pillars, and then vocationally, if your career or your business, current business, or if you want to be in business, if it's not meeting what you want at this time, consider what Kay said. I appreciate you all. Again, we are here until the next episode. Have an amazing, abundant day.
Yes.
Thank you,
Amazing
Kay.
and abundant. Two of my favorite words.
Yes. You have a
Thank
great
you. I appreciate what you're doing here in the space that you're allowing for people to share their story. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Thank you for sharing with us. Until next time, everybody. Bye-bye.